Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of Battletech Advanced 3062. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so there have been some significant changes made to the game since our last video. I'll do a quick rundown through them now, and a lot of them are primarily based at the melee stat. I will say I am still planning on doing what I'm affectionately currently nicknaming as Battletech Bite Size, which will try and go into a little bit more depth in each of the specific things. Currently, obviously, I still don't have a microphone. The microphone that I've ordered the release date has actually been pushed back, well, my delivery date has been pushed back a month, and it's the sort of thing I really don't want to record as, like, you know, with a sort of half decent mic. I kind of, you know, I want to really, you know, up my game on this one, so just bear with me on that. It's going to be another few weeks before I get it started, but hopefully it means I can work out some of the kinks I've got in my head. Anyway, moving on. So melee, so starting off with the actual changes that have been made. There are now actually choosable melee options. Now we will see it in the game. We'll go through it in the first one. Basically, you can now kick, which all of your attacks to basically quicken this as quick as possible. You can now kick, which will basically always attack the legs of your target, regardless of whether you're at the front and whether the back. You will have punch, which will obviously aim at everything sort of torso and above, and the arms and stuff. However, you can only do these in melee. In basically walking range, you cannot sprint to do so. If you want to sprint in melee, you have to do a charge attack. Now, the charge attack is great. It does more damage, but it does actually do respondent damage to your mech as well. There's lots of calculations and stuff, which I won't go into. If you go into the Battletech Advanced Discord, there's a frequently asked questions section in there that goes into, you know, the massive detail of how everything done. And I mean, we're talking like it's 2 pages long, so it's not something I'm going to quickly go through at the beginning of a Battletech video, but suffice to say, those changes have been made. The good thing is that kind of basically makes, like, for me personally, superchargers are actually now a viable option, whereas before, having a supercharger, which obviously they increase your walking distance and not your sprint range, whereas obviously mask increases your sprint range and not so much your walking range. Now, for the most part, superchargers, for me personally anyway, were pretty much irrelevant, because when you get your pilots up to maximum and you've got the decent equipment, you basically sprint everywhere. So having a supercharger is kind of really null and void. It's not that, I mean, it's good because it's low, it weighs less and takes up less slots, but still, it's kind of, yeah, it just felt like mask had more use, more, you know, if especially when it comes to the melee bots. Obviously now, that you can only do two. I believe the kick and the punch actually have a difference in accuracy. I think the kick is actually more accurate, if I remember rightly. I have got the thing up here. Just give me 2 seconds. Oh, wow, it's in here somewhere. Think there. Yeah, there are. Each one has different. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, it's split. I thought it was somewhere. Anyway, so anyway, like I said, I'll go through this in much more detail when we do the actual sort of like in-depth series. Also, and the other thing that has changed is the Juggernaut. I think it's the Juggernaut ability on your pilots as well. Now, bear in mind, if you have a pilot that already has the Juggernaut ability on him already, when you do this update, this change will not happen. What you need to do is the pilot needs to take this skill after you've updated. So if you've got a full set of tier 10 pilots, you've got 2 options. You can either train up another pilot if you have a melee specific pilot and you want the Juggernaut, because what this does is this actually gives your pilot 2 melee attacks. The animation will only work for 1, but it will do 2. The damage will be applied twice, so it makes it a very powerful skill to have. However, for like specifically for me on my Twitch playthrough, all of my pilots are tier 10, or, you know, a max. I call them tier 10 pilots because basically everything's level 10. So for me, I have now got to retrain a different melee pilot to be able to take use of that skill. So likewise, if your pilot hasn't taken that skill already, you're good, you're golden, you're fine. If it's taken already, you can either restart again and train up a new set of pilots, or you can carry on with your current playthrough and just train up some new pilots, which is probably what I'm going to do on Twitch, because I'm kind of in clan space. And by the way, twitch.tv /manga_mad. Go and drop me a follow down there. We do stream Battletech on a Monday, so make sure you tune in for that. So yeah, so that is your Juggernaut. It doesn't actually, I don't think it actually says it here. I haven't actually got enough skill points to get up there yet. I don't think I've got anybody else that's anywhere close either. No, so we'll have to work on, but trust me, it's there. If you haven't got the Juggernaut ability, great. If you have, then obviously the choice is yours. So what I'm going to do quickly, as if you remember from last week, we actually have another duel option, which we are going to do. So no, I didn't want to do that. So we are going for max, like I said before, one salvage. It's not really worth it, and it's 620,000 credits. We are definitely going to be going for that. So we're going to take Mad Teapot, who's our melee bot, and I've just realised my Phoenix Hawk is not ready. Okay, give me 1 second, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. We've had, forgot I was doing some repairs on the Phoenix Hawk. So, on our poor man's punch bot. I know it's not a great punch bot because it doesn't really have any melee bonuses or weapons, but it's the only one with a decent amount of support slots, and it's kind of all we got right now. So we are going to go with that. So like I said, guys, while this is loading in, please don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you do enjoy it. It really does help me out greatly. And don't forget to come and see me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. It's been a little bit up in the air lately. I've been struggling a little bit. I really haven't been well the last week, and my internet has been going absolutely crazy. I'm having continual cutouts all the time, sometimes for like half an hour at a time. So yeah, it is making it, but I do make every effort to try and get to every stream. And if I can't, I always post in my Discord. My Discord is my main place where I talk to you guys and and update you and as to what's going on. So again, links down in the description below. Make sure you join in there. And obviously, if you have any questions or you want to talk to me, discuss Battletech stuff or whatever, or there's a specific channel dedicated to Battletech that's got screenshots of builds that I do and stuff like that as well, and you can put yours in there. All of that good stuff. We all try and have a good laugh in there as well. So hopefully what we will see now is we can't actually get into melee range yet, so we are just going to sprint over here. I am really going to try, and I think this is going to be a really quick and dirty video today. My main focus is going to be on this melee one, so this one's going to be a little bit on the short side, because obviously there's a lot more description in it. So we're just going to do the duel for today, but I just want to basically show you guys sort of like the melee mechanics. So we've done our move, nothing exciting happening. Let's just wait for him to do, and it's an Orion. This is going to be interesting. So we are going to employ the same tactic that I did before, especially as this is an Orion. Mind you, he has overheated himself, so that's quite funny. And he's got rotaries and MRM-10s. So the rotaries are quite good for dealing with high evasion, can be good for dealing with high invasion targets, but MRM's not so much. So we are going to try and do that. So as you can see, we have our little melee square, and if we click on him, we have two options. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the melee range to get to our other one. So it will always default to the high. I believe it will always default to the most damage dealt, which is the Chaaarge mechanic. However, obviously, if you have a mech and he's got like one leg left and it's open, and you obviously want to be able to kick, then you obviously have to manually do it. So don't be so quick with your clicks, especially with melee. Now you need to really think about what you're doing. Likewise, there's the physical weapons. There's maces, there's axes, and there's swords. They are inherently built on the specific mechs. They are not, as far as I'm aware, they are not removable. They cannot be changed over to another mech. So if, for argument's sake, you have, I believe there's obviously like the Hatchet Man and the Axe Man. Some of the Black Knights have got them on. They are inherently attached to those mechs, cannot be removed and taken off elsewhere. So just bear that in mind. So the only thing we can do at the moment is charge. Now, the way the damage is also dealt is different. So instead of it doing all the damage to one spot, it actually does it in clusters. And I think it's like 25 points per cluster. and it just does it in different spots. So we're going to go from this left side anyway, because we want to try and take off one of his arms, which I'm assuming has the... Where's the... Oh, the racks are in the shoulders, aren't they? Yeah, they're in the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to go for this left side anyway. We'll crank up our machine guns.
Got it.
And let's go. So as you can see, 25, 25, 25, 25. You see all of those? That's it doing lots of different things. The downside to that is I've done stability to myself, and I've opened up my own shoulder. So whatever damage you do to the enemy, it's also reflected back on you as well, because it is an impact of you, charging your mech into something else. So you really, really have to be careful with that. As we stand at the moment, he's relatively hot, but I don't have the evasion right now to do anything, so I'm actually going to move up here where it's going to be harder for him to hit. I'm going to guard my left torso. Yep, left torso, and get rid of some stability damage. So again, bear in mind this melee isn't... I kind of have a ongoing joke with Doves at the minute that he knows that I absolutely love melee, and like it seems like everything he does is specifically aimed to ruin my fun. But don't get me wrong, melee was ridiculously overpowered, and it needed doing to it. Okay, so now you can see that we are in melee range. We have other options. So we now have a kick and we now have a punch. Now I know his leg is starting to get a little bit open on there. So I believe if we go from this side, it should go onto that leg. So we are actually going to go and do a kick. Also bear in mind the support weapons that you have are still the same. They don't apply the damage to the specific component. So if you do a kick, don't expect your machine guns to just shoot the leg. They will still apply the damage randomly over the mech the same way as they did before. So his leg is open, so I want to see if we can actually floor him. I doubt we're going to do so, but we'll see. His stability is quite high anyway, so maybe we can get something out of that. So
I copy.
There we go with a kick. 45 straight to the leg. Not quite, but we've got some instability. Anyway, he's still really hot, but he's still able to shoot me.
All units destroyed.
And dead. But I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to fight an Orion. I was hoping that'd actually last me a little bit longer. But as you can see, like I said, my main purpose of the video today was to explain show you the differences in the sort of like the melee mechanic, which basically I've pretty much covered. Like I said, there is so much more in depth that are going into this. There is a post under frequently asked questions Doves has written out. I believe he's done like a short video. I highly suggest you go over there and look at it. But I just wanted to show you guys and give you a quick run through of like the different options you got now, and obviously show you that okay, my daughter now apparently needs me. Okay, so sorry about that. Apparently that they've been watching too much Scooby-Doo, and apparently there's ghosts and footprints and stuff in the house. I don't know. I've been around the house with her, and she can't. We haven't found anything, obviously. So yeah, so we failed that. Obviously, we were in a Phoenix Hall fighting an Orion. That was never going to end. Never going to end well. But yeah, so you guys can. The main purpose of today's video was mainly just to give you a quick overview of the new melee mechanics, and to sort of like show you all the different options you've got. And obviously now opens up a whole new realm of what you can do, what you can and can't do. Like I said, I enjoyed melee a lot. But I will be the first to admit that it was a little bit overpowered as it was, especially some of the builds. If you see the Black Knight that I've got on my my Twitch playthrough, it just straight up OP. It's like crazy amount of evasion, stupid amounts of damage. It was just absolutely silly. The other thing, going back to one of the other things that I like, what people always ask me, why do you always use your main pilot, so the guy that you create at the very beginning, why do you always use him as your melee pilot? The main reason for that is he can't be killed. So whatever happens, he will always stay alive. He might be in sickbay for a very long time, but he will never die. So as the melee bot is probably the one that is the most at risk, especially if you run into like a group of 4 or 5 enemies. There is a chance, not great, but there is a chance that like all of them will start meleeing you and end up killing your mech. No matter what happens, he will never ever die. And as I deem the melee pilot as the most likely to sustain injury, that's why I always use the main pilot as my melee pilot, because he's the one that will always, no matter what, survive. We've got to do some repairs, but I'll take care of that off cam, ready for next week. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did find it informative and helpful, please don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, as I said before. And, you know, if you want to discuss this some more, I will be streaming Battletech later on this evening. Again, links are all down in the description below. And I will be getting onto the Battletech bite-sized series. I do promise. I just really, really, really want my proper mic to do a real proper job of that. So again, hope everybody stays safe, and that's me done for today, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.